And now it's time for Fantasy Fortunes. Alright, here's the fantasy football picks for week 8 and a quarterback. I like Aaron Rodgers of the Green Bay Packers going to New Orleans to face the Saints on Sunday Night Football. The Saints have pretty bad defense, especially their pass defense has not been too good this year, and they've been having trouble keeping people out of the end zone, so I expect Aaron Rodgers to have a big night, even though I do think the Saints are going to somehow pull that one off, but I think Aaron Rodgers is a good pick. I also like Matthew Stafford. The Lions are facing the Falcons over in London, so it's on neutral ground, and the Falcons, their pass defense has been abysmal. They also have been letting up lots of points, so I think that Stafford is going to put up some big numbers in that game over there in London. Then at running back, I like DeMarco Murray of the Dallas Cowboys on Monday Night Football against Washington. It's in Dallas. It's on Monday night. Murray's the number one running back in the NFL right now by far, so there's no reason why he shouldn't continue to put up big numbers. I also like Jamaal Charles of the Kansas City Chiefs. They're going to be hosting the St. Louis Rams, and the Rams are letting up some yards on the ground and through the air, and they let up a lot of points on the scoreboard, so Jamaal Charles should be able to score on the ground and through the air, and he should have a pretty big day, I would expect. Then at receiver, I like Cordarrelle Patterson of the Minnesota Vikings going to Tampa Bay to face the Bucs. Cordarrelle's been somewhat of a disappointment so far this season, as the Vikings have been struggling to find a way to get the ball into the playmakers' hands. But I think tonight, on Sunday, that's going to change. And I think that he's going to have a huge game. It should be his biggest game of the year. The matchup, anyway, says that is Tampa is dead last when it comes to their scoring defense and also their receiving defense. So they let up a lot of yards through the air. They let up a lot of yards on the ground. They let up a lot of points as well. So Patterson, as versatile as he is, if they can just get him the ball, he should have a big day. And he can run on those end arounds, and he can also catch it too. So I like Cordarrelle Patterson. I also like Golden Tate. Last week we went with Golden Tate, and he had the best game of his career. I think he's also going to continue to have success, and that's going to be that game over there in London against the Falcons. So I think he's going to have another good week. Then at tight end, I like Travis Kelce of the Kansas City Chiefs in that game against the Rams. It's in Kansas City, and the Rams, they struggle. They let up a lot of points. Of course, they're decent against the pass, and I think that's going to force Alex Smith to go to his tight end. Of course, he's also going to be going to Jamaal Charles out of the backfield as well. I don't think the receivers will necessarily have as big games, but I think the yards are going in the passing game are going to go through Kelce. So I like Kelce in that matchup. Then at kicker, I like Stephen Hauschka of the Seattle Seahawks against the Carolina Panthers. That one's in Carolina. The Seahawks have lost a couple of games in a row. I think they're going to go down to Carolina and win that one, but I think Carolina's going to force them to kick field goals, so I think Hauschka should be pretty busy in that game. Carolina's defense has been a disappointment this year. They've been letting up a lot of yards, but I do think they are going to try to keep them out the end zone, so I think that's why Hauschka is going to should get like 4 kicks, in my opinion. We'll see. And then in defense, I like the Dallas Cowboys on Monday Night Football against Washington. It's in Dallas. It's all Monday night. Dallas defense hasn't been that overwhelming this year, but against the Redskins, I think they shut them down. It's on Monday night. I think they'll come to play. They're already, the only team in football with 6 victories, and I think they'll get their 7th win. And I think the Dallas defense is going to get some turnovers in that game. And I wouldn't even be surprised to see maybe some special teams plays too. So there we have it for the Fantasy Fortune Fantasy Football Picks for Week 8.